Record.
Welcome to episode 2. I don't know if we're doing that, but welcome to a new.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. That was energy.
I was gonna be like, the girls are back.
He picked my life out of the pit.
Yeah, babe. We're live.
We're back.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope that you enjoyed the first episode
Us.
hopefully you missed us and was waiting for this one. I am Sauncha B.
I'm Basola.
Kirsty.
Alexis.
And we are the Flatmates.
We don't live, we life together.
We don't live, we live together.
Me and Alexis forced them to do that. They didn't want to do it. Sometimes in life, guys, you just have to do it anyway.
Yeah,
literally.
And everyone else will catch on.
Enjoy that.
Because we literally don't live, we live together.
Yeah.
Like, we literally live together. We do everything
every
together.
day.
Yeah, every day.
And also, you know what's so funny? We're planning to go Milan for my birthday, and I was telling my colleagues about it, and they were like, "Oh, the same girls you went Mexico with." I was like,
That's us.
Who else?
Who else?
If not
Who
us, then
else?
who?
If not us,
Then
Who?
So we quite literally do actually do everything
That's-
together.
We've got so many memories.
we
A
do.
lot of memories.
We've got so.
Like, when you think about
I'm
it,
having like a flashback of
That's
like
the thing. Yeah.
Like,
literally,
we've got
imagine,
so
think
many.
about from first year till now.
Yeah.
7 years of just constant memories.
Yeah, hold on to your good friends, guys.
Yeah.
Good friends
It
are hard
really-
to find.
No, good friends are hard to find. Not for me, but
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
For anyone,
Like,
who
can't
needs,
relate.
for anyone who needs
But
help.
when I see people and the stories they have to share on their friends, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's your friend. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to
I'm-
me.
I think it's more like this could never happen to
This
me.
could,
And
yeah.
not even
And
because I'm being like cocky. It's just I know
Yeah.
my friends.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like my jaw would drop to the ground.
yeah, you
If
know
I'm-
when people say never say can never be.
I
not
was
could
gonna
Yeah,
be.
say
I'm gonna
though,
say
but
that.
do you still feel like there's always a sense of
Not with
I don't want to be that person say it because you guys are my friends and like, I'm literally saying it now. But like, you ever have that thing of like, you just never know. Like,
You don't-
people
you
can-
just do
not saying
never
you
know.
guys will switch up, but people can actually switch up because I
But
don't
do you
want
know
to
what?
Yeah.
be too like.
I think the fact that we've come this far, we've never had like that moment. I don't. It's like it would be
Yeah.
really surprising for me.
I feel like when we went to Mexico showed me the longevity of our friendship because I feel like we understand each other. But back to what Sauncha said, we don't want to say never. I feel like maybe with us, yes, we understand each other. I feel like we actually stay friends because we care to understand each other. Why we
Yeah,
are the way
that's
we
the thing.
are.
Yeah.
Like we know certain stuff like behind the scenes and stuff like that.
I think we know our good traits and our bad traits.
We do.
So it's like when we see a bad trait coming, it's like you can diffuse it before it comes
Yeah.
on one
Yo,
shot.
Oh, that's a good. Wow.
Might have to do a word with this segment. 'Cause
Like, yeah,
It's true though. When we went
That's
to
really
No,
good.
but
And I
it's-
think
no,
that's
but I
something
think
we
it's so
do.
evident with us,
Especially 'cause
like-
we're so different.
like we're all similar because we wouldn't be
Oh.
friends if we weren't similar. But we also no, but as in like we are similar, but we are different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, 100%.
Because we wouldn't
yeah.
work if we were
Yeah.
so different.
Yeah.
We wouldn't
Yeah,
work
yeah.
and we wouldn't mold as friends. And I think we value our friendship.
We
like,
do.
We do value it. I feel like we're appreciative of each other actually. We
Yeah.
actually really are. We definitely are. Do you remember in Bulgaria we all did like good and bad things with each other?
Yeah.
And we done it with the boys as well.
No,
Like,
that was a night.
You thought you was going on holiday to ski? We had honest,
Ski,
we had
truth hour.
honest
It
hours.
wasn't even hour, it was hours.
We had a whole court survey.
For context, guys, we
Yeah, I
went
was
on
gonna say,
a we went on a Bulgaria, what was meant to be a ski trip, but I didn't plan the dates properly, and we got there and they're like, yeah, no skiing.
there
Anyway,
was no snow.
There was no snow.
Yeah, there was.
It was sunny in
besides the point.
Bulgaria, by the
And
way.
cold in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to like basically just come up with like things to do. So we ended up
I
playing
loved
this
it.
game. Bear in mind there was like 11 or 9, 10 of us, and we all went round one by one and said our favorite thing about each other and our least favorite thing about each other. So it was
don't think it was a
literally
game.
like yeah. It started off as a game.
But it's not funny anymore.
And then it was like group therapy by the end of it,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, Kirsty, I really like that you're bubbly, but I really don't like that you're very yeah, literally.
But I
No,
feel
yeah,
like that's
literally.
very important. Like
Yeah,
I can't be friends with
100%,
anyone
yeah.
that I can't
Can't take-
take
Yeah.
criticism. We have to be able, in order to grow, you need to know what you're doing wrong because
Yeah.
not even wrong, but like things that you won't necessarily see. It's very important.
Yeah.
Like people on the outside will see it more than people like than you at yourself. So I feel like I cannot be friends with someone who can't take
You can't take
criticism, and I feel like I've had to be more open to taking criticism as well
Yeah,
over the years. I
same.
feel like I can definitely more now, but I feel like back in the day I probably would have been a bit more defensive about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think we understand each other's potential, and we don't want us to kind of like go off that
Yeah.
track of getting to where we know we can be.
But why do you feel like you was defensive, for instance, before? Like more? Is it just like come with growth?
I feel like it's me being more secure in myself as a person. I feel like maybe back then I probably wasn't as secure in myself as a person. So if I hear anything negative, it's just like, oh my God, in my head. Like, do you get what I mean? So I feel like now that I'm secure in myself as a person, I'm realizing it's not an attack. It's just, something that
some friendly advice.
it's friendly advice. And if it's coming from my friends, who are someone I'm considering my friend or like sister or brother, then it's literally like, it's coming from love.
Yeah,
it's
I was going to say, I
love.
think it was easy to hear it in that game because it was coming from like people actually love you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not easy to hear like 10 different things that's wrong about you.
Yeah.
Like, it was quite a brutal game if we're being honest. But I think
because it was into the game.
We're still friends, so
We are.
Yeah.
We're
like,
going
if we can
away
get
again.
through that, I can't lie. We can get through anything.
Yeah, but I think it's good to have those like self-reflections though, and it was natural in the moment.
Yeah.
And it was very wholesome. It lasted hours.
What role do you guys feel like you play in your friendship?
Oh, I love that question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, what do you feel like? What
But then
role
it
do
could
you
be different friendship groups. Obviously, like
Oh yeah, it can be
Yeah.
different.
you can play different roles in different friendship groups.
You think
Okay,
you've
in-
got a common trait
Oh, I
across
do.
all?
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
I think you do.
Oh, what's mine?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, what would you
No,
say
but as
then?
in like, I think you're present. Like you're present for everyone.
Everyone,
And I
yeah.
think because even like you mentioned your other friends to me as well, so it's like I know that you're actively like there.
Yeah.
And so I know you're actively there for me. I know you're actively there for like
Oh,
Sonch,
100%.
for everyone else within our group. So like, I think you're like a, I don't want to say general overseer.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, maybe
Definitely
like
present.
someone who's like always gonna be there for our friendship.
Yeah, you're just so
groups,
Yeah.
present. I think yeah.
Hi everyone, it's Sauncher here. Just a quick one for the Spotify listeners. There is currently an announcement on the screen. Just apologising that Valexis's mic was knocked ever so slightly and it's made the audio very muffled for the remaining of the audio. We are super sorry about this and have made all precautions that it will not happen next episode. We hope that you can still enjoy it and we recommend watching the remainder on YouTube. Thank you.
So that's what you would say your one is. So what about you?
I think I play like the say it how it is one.
Right,
maybe.
yeah.
Like I think I play like the maybe like the older sister who just says it.
Yeah.
Literally.
No feeler. Just
Yeah.
says it.
Yeah.
No
like
flitter.
I think I play the tough love person in my group.
Yeah, in your groups across the board.
Yeah, I think across the board, yeah.
Do you feel like you know how to switch on and off?
in terms of
Like if
what?
someone needed good question, Cass.
Alright, so about pat your own back. Cool.
If someone needs like, for instance, if I like, okay, bad example. But like
Yeah.
if I in that moment didn't want tough love, but you just felt like she just needs tough love, but in that moment I just wanted to cry or I just needed a hug or something. Could you be like could you not have to switch it off and just be like, okay, in this moment,
I
do
think
that, and then later on I'll give her the tough.
I think like I would just not speak. I don't have to describe,
okay.
not have to describe,
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
fair.
I would just listen. As in, like,
Yeah.
you just cry and you just have your
Yeah.
like moment because sometimes you just need someone to listen to. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I would
yeah.
literally just like listen, literally,
Yeah.
like in that moment.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I feel like I would say I'm the like socially conscious, as in like I feel like I'm very like conscious of everyone or like very attentive to everyone. I would
Just
say
like the
in the
mum.
group. Mom, I don't know about the mom.
Not like the mum, but as in like a
Okay,
mum
like
knows
nurture,
all
like
her.
caring.
She knows.
Yeah, I feel like I know.
Alexis gonna
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I feel like I
knows.
know.
Your attention
If
to
you
detail,
need to
yeah.
know.
I feel like with my friends,
Anything.
I like know them. Like even I can
Yes.
tell certain things, how they're gonna react to certain things.
Yeah.
Just like I feel like that's my thing. Like one of our friends has a tattoo that says, hopefully she doesn't mind me saying, more than beautiful. And then I feel like once something happened, and I was like, don't say certain things to her. Like don't speak to her in a certain way because she is a very pretty girl, but I feel like a lot of people just see her as a pretty girl and she's way more than that. And then for her to get that tattoo just confirmed it for me. Like I had it in my mind that already, and then for her to get that tattoo kind of just said it for me. But I feel like people wouldn't realize it. Like they wouldn't think, oh, she got a tattoo that says more than beautiful. Yeah, that's just what it is. But there's so much more behind what your friends do. So if you actually look at their behavior and just look at certain things, you will understand why they are the way that they are. If you get what I mean? So I feel like that's something that I'm very conscious about. Like if someone's moody, I'll just think, what's the date? I'm so bad. I'll think, what's the date? Oh, this could be happening.
Yeah,
Like, I'm actually being
you do.
serious. Like
Yeah,
I
you
actually
are.
know.
Yeah,
Like I generally know. Like it might be
Yeah.
this month or like this happened at this time or like
anniversary or something.
it's an anniversary of something. Like
Yeah.
I'm very much aware of
you're
very
the
like my
conscious
friends.
friend.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm very like, even with the boys as well. I'm just like I'll notice certain behaviors. I'm like, yeah, Do you get what I mean? Like I know certain things that are happening at the time. You just have to kind of know how to manage that though. I feel like you need one of that in every group though. Yeah. Just because I feel like it helps mediate as well. I feel like it helps mediate in a big group. I feel like it definitely does help mediate in a big group because everyone might not know what's going on in the other person's life or whatever. Do you get what I mean? But I feel like I'm gonna know because I'm gonna check. I kind of check in small, with everybody, so I kind of know. So I'll be like, no, just give them a moment
because this is why.
And sometimes not everyone can say it to every person in the group.
Groups are like, I don't think groups are like normal at this age or like average. I think that people actually just have one friend or maybe like 2 friends, like a group of like 3 at max. But to have a group of 7 people at 25 is actually like
14.
14. I just meant the girls. I just meant the girls, but with the guys,
they're watching, they're like friends.
Brothers. It's true.
We like being. No,
So it's not easy to navigate.
Say, like, oh my gosh, you and your friends are so cool. You literally go here, you do this, you go on staycations. It's
like,
so
we
nice.
can't believe you have a group this big.
People don't.
But it's our reality.
And I'm so grateful. Like I feel like we're like broken records, but we literally always say we're so grateful for our friendships.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't take it for granted.
I feel like having the boys as well is a good like balance. It's actually a really good balance because they be giving us tough love too. But it's actually good to have female and male friendships, like, and it's very possible to have female and male friendships. Like, I feel like that's one thing that I want to make clear.
Healthy
like, it's very because I feel like not everything that I feel like the boys cannot all speak to each other about certain things. They're just not that serious or not that emotionally
guys in general
intelligent.
Don't really do that. Like guys, like if they're not speaking to like their partner, if they do,
if they do,
or like their close boy. It'll be like a close girl best friend, but they can't just go and be like to the your man them because they feel like they're gonna get made fun of. And why do you feel like that? So guys, definitely, like, it's important for them to have like a solid, whether healthy, like female friendship as well. Like I'm so for that. I think it's so healthy.
I think it's good for females to also have a good male as well, because I feel like females can be emotional, as we know, but sometimes we just need that logic. You need the logic, and I feel like I'm even swaying to the male side more now. Like I'm starting to be very logical because it makes so much sense.
It does.
Like it makes a lot of sense, but we obviously emotions will always come to play in life. But friendships, you need to have a mixture of both. Like you definitely need to have a mixture of both, I would say.
But what type of friend are you? What role do you play?
A funny friend.
I think I'm the friend who do anything to make my friends happy. Like I think I show that more in like I guess I'll just say presents. But it's like if my friend called me at 12 and was like, I just want to do this and it will make me feel better, I'll just go.
Yeah, we know.
Trust me. We know.
I think on a serious level, like,
but honestly,
you go through,
and to actually
because I know how it feels to be sad and just want like
someone
present
something or someone
it's like,
there.
I'm just happy to just
be there for you.
No, you don't know how much like you're just healing someone. Just
honestly,
like just with them and just being present. So I think that's what I try to do anyway.
It's nice, and I think it's hard sometimes when, not saying it's you, but like if that's not always reciprocated. I actually got A-star. You're bringing that young son this ep. Can you leave that in episode 1, please? We need a new word for this episode. But I got an A-star in English.
Same.
Okay, did you?
Did you?
I actually did.
Oh, all right. Check you out.
I speak good English.
Yeah, like sometimes even when things aren't reciprocated, I think it's still good to always be that good present friend. Sometimes your friends may not do for you like or put in as much effort in as you do for them. Like, do you think that you should match that, or do you think that you should continue? I think continue to be you and do you.
I think continue, but I feel like just understanding that your friend could feel like they're showing it, but the love languages are different.
Yeah,
the love languages are completely different. Like
I always say, like, people should just make the conscious effort to understand how their friends want to be like loved. Because unless, and I always say it's also good to tell people how you want to be loved, because you might be harboring things
not just
because
in
people aren't doing things too. Like this is literally to friendships, like, because your friendships are people that you engage with like on a day-to-day, that you're talking and you're contacting people like every day. So I think it's just understanding how you want to be loved and understanding how you want people to love you, because someone might think that they're doing their best, but they're doing it to like their standard, not how you want.
But then how would you communicate that to your friends? Because I feel like I can imagine communicating that to my partner, I think, but I can't imagine communicating it to my friends like that. No, I don't know why.
I think it's just
I think that you can, because you have to me before. Like,
Oh.
not to be like,
Yeah,
and
go
like,
on.
oh, but yeah, when you were literally just like, I'm just so da-da-da, and you haven't done this, and you da-da-da-da, whatever,
yeah.
whatever.
I
and
feel
you
like
just
I got
literally,
to a
like,
point with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you just like said it. So I think equally, yeah, you can just say it, literally.
Yeah.
Obviously, not all the time. Like, the context of that is basically, Lexi just sent me one mad paragraph one time. I just woke up on a mad. I was like, huh? Like, I was like, literally, I was like, whoa. But she was basically just opening up that she just didn't think that I was like there for her in the way that she was there for me, basically. And it was, and going off of Basola's point is like, I didn't realize, like, I was like completely like oblivious. Like, I didn't realize that I wasn't, like, to me, I was doing the best that I thought I was doing. It was only when Alexis said it that I was like, rah, like, that's actually true. And I said like my opinion of it, but I took in what she said. And that's the thing, you have to be like willing to actually take in what the person's saying and not just be like, well, I'm showing you how I think I'm showing you, and that's all fine. Like, you have to be, but that's why the love has to go both ways, literally. But so to answer your question, I think literally, not to say you have to get to that point, but like, you should just say it, literally. Like, you should get to a point where you're open with your friends enough to just have a conversation and be like, I didn't really like, this is how I actually like to receive love, or I would appreciate if you maybe answered your phone a bit more. I'd appreciate if you don't cancel on me, or like like, just like, it doesn't have to be, also as well, it doesn't have to be some big deal. Like, I want to speak to you at 7 o'clock. One thing about you, do not tell me you need to call me. Like, it gives me my heart can't take it, guys.
You're gonna say, like,
You know when your whole day is just
Yeah.
like, what's going on?
Yeah. You can't
focus at
function.
work, you
I don't
can't
do
eat,
that.
You can't drink.
So, can I speak to you later? No. You just can't. Like, no, just literally
If it's
call
on
me
now,
and speak to
don't
me.
bother.
Yeah. So don't also make it some big deal. Don't make it like a whole like monologue. Literally just tell them how you feel. Should we have a flatmates debrief?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We didn't even have a debrief.
We're yapping away.
We're yapping away.
Like the yapping girls.
So, girlies, what lessons have you learned this week?
I think my lesson of this week, and like, it might sound like really cliche, and I think it kind of works well with what we've just been talking about, but I think it's really important to choose people that choose you and be present.
Oh my
Or
gosh,
that are present for you.
Ooh.
that is a whole episode in
Like-
itself.
Like, honestly, I think because last week we like did a fast at church, and I think I just had a lot of quiet time, and I was just thinking like, who are the people in my life and why are they there? Like, because sometimes you just have to like take a step back and actually analyze like who is there, and what are they doing to be there, and it's like understanding like who is there for this and who is there for that, and just just navigating like who's like just in your circle. I know it's cliche again, but like, life is short. Like, no day is ever guaranteed, so it's like you have to really show up for the people that show up for you. And it's like, we don't have to live on this mentality that we've come into this life alone. Like, we weren't born to be alone. Like, even when people say they were born alone, like, you were born with your mum in the room, like,
Yeah.
the doctors, like, did you forget about everyone else who was there? So it's like, when people say that, it's like you people just say,
Yeah. You wasn't, because you was literally in your mum's.
yeah. From somewhere, like, you didn't be there.
Your mum was there.
There was
Okay.
a room full of people even waiting for you when you was like,
Yeah,
when you was
I'm screaming. Okay, thank
so
you.
yeah, so I think it's just understanding who is for you and who is not, because you can outgrow people. It does happen. It's life.
But how do you navigate when you, let's say you've done that stat analysis and you realize, okay, I've outgrown ABC person.
But I don't think there's any harm in like telling someone just how you feel, as in, it doesn't need to be like malicious. It doesn't need to be like nasty. It doesn't need to be anything dramatic. It just could be like, hey, you've served this much in my life and I am grateful.
No. That sounds like you're fired.
Yeah, you are fine. No.
As in, like,
Let's break it down. You've served.
No, but bear in mind, I've never had to have a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that would be executed if I did have it. But I'm just
I was
definitely like that.
Like,
I was gonna say, I feel like not always a conversation needs to be had.
yeah, but I think it just depends on who it is and what they've served. As in, like, some people you might feel like you just owe it to them to. You might just feel like you owe it to them to just let them know and just understand that it's not like I hate you.
Or
It's
it
just
could
like,
be
we're
worth
just-
like having a conversation, like, before maybe our friendship was like, this is this, like, have I done
Yeah,
something
it's
to
just-
offend you, kind of vibes, and like things have been a bit different.
And
If after that conversation you realise that is the same,
then it's
then it
like,
will just naturally drift.
yeah,
But you've served.
You know, I think it's okay to drift if the reason why you're distancing from that person is because they don't serve. It's because they don't like show up.
Yeah.
Then it's like you
One of
don't
the
need to
episodes.
you don't need to bring like you don't need to like draw them close to say you're not doing enough. Bye. Like they're already not doing enough.
true,
But then
yeah.
it's different if it's like you are very, very close and you do speak every single day and then
Something's
they're always
off.
like calling you and then you just stop answering the phone. Like, that's not nice. Do you know what I mean?
That's really
So that's when
don't
you
do
have
that,
to have a
guys.
conversation. But I feel like if the space between you guys is already very evident, I don't think there's a point in closing the gap to have the conversation to like separate.
That's what I was saying. I don't always feel like
No, but then that's why I said it. I think it just depends on the relationship you have with, because for everyone it'll be different. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about, because I feel like this happens quite a lot when people are like, you know, that whole, I don't know the exact phrase people use, but like, oh, when friends say that their friends don't check up on them anymore, but it's like the phone goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like the phone actually goes both ways, and I've never really like I don't really understand that, because it's like understand that, because it's like I don't like when, like, if someone's your friend, and I feel like the value of friendship just isn't there anymore, because if someone's your friend and you really, really cared about them, it wouldn't be a thing of, oh, I've not heard on this person, fine then. You two check in.
Yeah.
You don't
do you
know
know, I think
something's
it
like,
is.
They can only say that. They can literally only say that
If they've been
the
checking
person
in,
that's
yeah.
always receiving, is that what you mean?
Literally always checking up, and the person literally they realize it's months. The only reason why I speak is because
I'm always, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I feel like people just like to have something to complain about.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what I think it is? I think it's our society and social media. I think people are holding their standards to what they see, not what is actually real. As in,
What
like,
do you mean?
people will see things on like TikTok and be like, "Oh, your friend hasn't checked up on you. They must hate you." Or like, there's always a narrative that's thrown about something.
Yeah.
So then people start holding people to standards that are not.
Yeah, people
their
live on the
standards.
internet too much.
Like
Yeah,
people,
they do live on the internet too much.
because I mean, I can only relate this back to like our group, but we speak, like, we are in contact every day. Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't
every
imagine
day.
going missing for 3 days.
Yeah. Do you remember a couple of days ago? I was like, guys, the story's bare quiet. Like, is everyone all right? And working.
I think I didn't even reply. I don't even know
Like,
what
we,
was
probably
going on.
we need the response to probably be
Working. But like, it was literally a day, and I was like, so much but like, there would be the odd days, like, let's say for instance, someone's a bit quiet, someone will reach out and be like, hey, you okay, you've been a bit quiet, whether it's within us or like the big seven. Ooh, the big
The
seven.
big seven.
Whether it's us or the big seven. And I think that's important too, like knowing that your friend like seasons as well, and understanding that their life, and like sometimes they just want to be quiet because they just want to be quiet and they want to just lock in, and sometimes they actually be going through stuff. So don't take offense, like, oh, if your friend's not reached out to you, don't make it about you, like, oh my gosh, she's not shouting me, he's not shouting me, like, oh, like, bun them. Maybe they're going through it, like maybe something's like really, really happening, like pray for them, reach out to them, like do something about it, like don't always think me as well.
I think it all depends on people's different belief systems, though. Like, if your belief is that, it must be coming from like somewhere else.
Yeah, you must be a bit
yeah.
insecure, no offense.
The ABC model, and it's basically like A is like the activating event that happens, and then B is your beliefs and like what you're thinking, and then C is the consequence. And I always say to like my service users, for example, let's say your friend like cancels on you 3 times, instead of like calling them, if the belief in your head is like they're just ignoring me, you're gonna call them on violence. Like if you think, oh my gosh,
Something's up.
Something's up, the consequence is gonna be you call them like, how are you? Are you alright?
Yeah.
Like, do you maybe not have money to go out with? You know what I mean? Do you see how that one belief system can change the consequence?
110%.
So many times, like, because I work with ex-offenders, I always tell them so many times, it's just that one belief. You need to pick the angel and not the devil in your shoulder. Like, you need to pick the angel. Like, if it turns out that they was doing whatever they're doing, and it was the devil, okay, but that's them. You know what I mean? So it's definitely about the belief system. It's about how you think. It's definitely about how you think, but then that goes into like what you're receiving as well, like what you're watching, what you're listening to on social media.
Yeah, what you're feeding yourself with,
What
literally.
you're feeding yourself with. If you're literally feeding yourself with like, I don't know, like people that literally fight all the time watching Love and Hip Hop and all that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's true.
You're gonna
Daddies.
react
Yeah.
back towards your friends. You get what I mean? But if you're not, for example, and you're praying and it all depends. Like people need to think about what they're taking in.
No, it's true.
That's what is gonna come out of them.
I do think that whenever you have an issue, like even like relationships, like beyond friendships, you should actually always look at yourself before like you even respond to what you're about to respond to. Like, I always have like, am I mad? Like moment. Like sometimes I even like have to ask my friend like, is it me? Like, am I actually mad? Because you have to look inside before you like react outwards. Because when later on, the worst feeling ever is reacting something and then later on realizing you're mad. Like you're actually crazy. Like always look inside first.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and that's how friendships are as well. Because I think a lot of friendships end prematurely because people have things that they're dealing with themselves that they just haven't self-diagnosed, literally. And then it goes into their friendships, and then their friendships end prematurely, and that person could have done so much in your life, but you chase them out because of what you're dealing with in yourself.
Self-reflection is so needed.
Yeah.
Going back to the point, Kirsty, when you were saying like just knowing that sometimes your friends want to have quiet time. Sometimes I think to myself, should I even come up? Like, I want to come off Snap just because I just don't want the noise, but then everyone's going to message me because I'm off Snap.
Yeah, but I think if they do, you can air it.
I think
that
people understand.
No, but she's saying, when she said everyone, I imagine at least 20.
No,
It's Lexi we're talking about now.
You know, when I tell people that I speak to guys all the time, they're like, what do you mean? Like, I don't do that. I do. I do that.
I do.
This is like my life.
I think that's why it's good to just say though. As in to say like, hey guys, like not like main story. No one really cares. Like if we're being honest, like
private story, I don't know. Like private, like off
nah. But if I just say it on Westdale, literally, like I wouldn't put on like my main story.
She comes like 2 days later. I'm like, I thought you were going.
Yeah, because I don't want those 14 messages. That's the thing. I don't want that. Like I don't. It's just like I'm gonna be back, guys. Okay, so I'll just be like, hey, I'm gonna be off my.
I've never been at that.
Off my Snapchat,
and it's bad. And then I reply to selectively, and then I come back like when I need to.
And then you reply to everything, even if it's 2 days later, like some expired news. Kirsty still replying.
And it goes back to knowing your friends, because I wouldn't take it offensive if Kirsty didn't reply to me for a week.
Oh yeah, same.
I mean,
same.
Not everyone's gonna react like that.
This is like, what did I do, Kirsty?
Yeah, same. I probably wouldn't realise. No, genuinely.
But I think I'm very much a thing of like, if you need to do something, you do it. Like, if you want to take a break off, but you think people are gonna shout you, take the break. Like, it's all about you at the end of the day.
I give disclaimers. I'll be like, I'm not streaking anymore.
Yeah,
and I'll probably come back.
Yeah, we know. That's why we air, because we know you're gonna come back.
I'm gonna come
3 hours later.
But I still like that 3 hours could be my quiet time.
She's got to announce the 3 hours.
I just got to tell you that I'm gonna be. I think it's just healthy. Like,
no, it is. Do what you need to do for you. Like, whether people are gonna like shout you or not.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll think like someone, let's say Saunch goes quiet or something, or one of you lot go quiet. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not messaging. I know, like, not I know, but I know they're actually, especially because I just pray. I'm just like, nah, I don't think nothing's actually wrong. I just leave it because they're not like, sometimes they just want to be in their own world.
The world right now is like so overstimulating. I don't know if it's just me, but it's just like it's too much. It's just constant going. Yeah, you need that break. So sometimes you're not sad. You literally just need to live.
Sometimes
like
you're
it's
not
the
sad. You just wanna live life.
No, but it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Because I feel like sometimes when I don't speak, because people are just used to me being like.
Yeah, they think
like,
what's wrong straight away. Yeah,
I think it's a personality thing though.
What's wrong? It's definitely. Like, I'm literally totally fine.
Yeah, literally.
I'm literally having a time.
This conversation probably gone forever. What like key thing, like one thing you'd say to people that just like want to just be better friends, just have better friendships? Like, I say God has blessed us when it comes to that area of our lives. Like, not even just with you guys, but other friendships that we may have,
as well,
like offline, out this room, etc. Like, God has blessed us in that area. So what's one thing you'd say to the viewers just to like have a good, healthy relationship, whether with guys, whether with girls? Like,
I think you should understand who is your friend and why they're your friend. I feel like when people understand, because I think a lot of people just have surface level friendships. Yeah. It's just like, okay, we do this together, so we're friends. It's not like, oh, I'm going through this and I know that you could be there for me. Like, how can you be present for me in this situation? I think it's like people just know each other on like a very
they need to know the purpose, because some friends will only literally just be your going to coffee friends.
And I think there's nothing wrong with that either, but
and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like people need to know that there's actually nothing wrong with
understanding what everyone serves in your life, because once you understand that and you can actually differentiate like why people are there and what they're there for, you won't struggle for like certain things. Like, you won't feel like you're being loved less here, or like you're being loved less like somewhere else, because you know who you can go to. And like, because I think everyone just has like I've got people I can go to for anything. I've got people I can go to for like certain things. I've got people I can go to for like going out, and I don't think there's anything
Yeah.
Like it works. Like
Yeah.
it's never not worked for me. So
That's good. Yeah.
I think that's just one thing to just understand who is in your life, why are they there, and what purpose do they serve.
Yeah.
I would say, which I was actually going to say is probably my lesson of the week as well, is... Wait, repeat the question again?
Like, okay. What advice or what's one thing you'd say to anyone listening that wants to like be a better friend? Or,
Okay,
like,
yes.
friendships?
So, what I would say to be a better friend is realize there's actually only one you. Like, you can't pour into every single person. Trying to feed into everyone is like you're gonna run yourself dry. You can only give yourself 10% to that person, 10% to that 10. But whereas you can literally just think, do you know what? I'm gonna give 100% to these 2 people, for instance. I don't know how to say it in a way that's not like harsh. You just can't give to every single person. You're gonna end up burning out. You're gonna end up like resenting your friends because you're gonna be so tired and you have no time for yourself. So yeah, my top tip advice is, especially like I feel like the older you get, the more friends get from here. You have friends at work, you have friends at badminton, you have friends at
Badminton.
you have friends. You have friends at like church. You have friends at church. You have friends that don't even go to church, but they go to a different branch of your church.
Yeah.
You go to like, you end up, by the time you're like 30, you have 269 friends. Like this year, I've already been to what, like 2 weddings, 1 traditional, 3 like bridal showers, 2. But it's so much you get, and as you're getting older, everybody has more things, and then people have kids, and then now you have to pour into the kid too as much as you pour into them, like because you're an auntie now. It's too much, and as I was saying, like it's already overstimulating life itself. So my top tip is just realize that you cannot be there for 100 people and just pick your select few. One thing that I've been telling myself as well is that Jesus had the 12 disciples, but then he also had the 3 that he was like very, very, very close with those 3. And that's how I've told myself. I have my 12 Westdale friends, but then I have a 3 that's like, do you know what I mean? That I would literally do anything and everything for. So that's my lesson of the week. And it's also my... No. Tough love.
I would
partiality,
lead on
guys.
from Saunchers. I would literally say I feel like that's also what's been able to make me be more better in myself, is that realizing that I can't pour from an empty cup. I cannot. Like in order to be a good friend, you actually need to be good to yourself. Like you need to be a friend to yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to do all those things yourself, because then you're pouring, then you're empty, then you're empty, dry. You're literally running dry. So you cannot pour from. In order to be a good friend, you need to be actually good to yourself. Self-care is very important. I know it sounds so cliche,
but it's so...
It's
like,
actually,
real.
it's cliche because it is the truth. Like, and I feel like I'm still learning it. I'm still trying to navigate it myself. But I feel like I'm more emerging more in myself, and feel like I'm even able to be even a better friend and not as stressed about people, because I'm able to pour into myself. I'm not pouring from an empty cup anymore. I'm still filling myself up. I'm having my moments. I'm shutting off. I'm praying. I'm doing things for myself. So in order to be a good friend, be a good friend to yourself first, because you probably don't even know what it actually looks like to be a good friend, because you're not even doing it to yourself.
Exactly. You spend 100% of time with yourself.
Yeah.
Cass, do you have one?
Yeah.
She's been taking the lessons, because she needs to learn that one that I said.
What?
Yeah, pouring
pouring in. I feel like you need to actually, I would say you pour out a lot. Like as just said, you pour out a lot. So I feel like I hope you're also taking in this conversation.
Yeah. So I am. I'll be recharged. I think I was just gonna say, just like value those around you, and like don't feel like you need to have like 1,000 friends. I know that we've like been able to be like, oh, we have like a big friendship and like a small friendship, but if you have like your 1-2 solids, like value that and cherish that, and like pour into that as well, and just like make that a beautiful thing. I know there's like this the stigma online about trio friendship groups, that there's always gonna be like 2 that are closer than the other one, etc. But like if you're a trio, be a trio. If you're like a 4, be a 4. Like if you're a 2, be a 2. Whatever it is, just value that, and don't feel like you can do life on your own. This whole like me, myself, and I thing, missing with it. Like you need people. Like you literally need people. Like God literally said it's not good for man to be alone. Like in terms of husband and wife. So like even with friendship, like you need to be with people. You need to love your friends, be there for your friends. Like even before I came here, like my best friend, like I didn't have to like ask her to bring me meds or anything. She literally bought me things just because I was unwell. And I was just like, girl, I'm like running out the house. And she's like, don't worry, I'll be there by this time. And she just brought like a package of things over. And it's just really, really nice because like I don't have to even ask you to do that. You're just, because I pour into you, you pour into me. Like it's just something we do. And it's it's a given. It's just so effortless. It's just so natural. And it's just, if you actually like, I don't know, there's a word I'm thinking of, I can't. When you just value what you have, like it just shows in every area. You don't need to do a lot to like keep it running and keep it sustaining, but just actually value what the friendships you do have and cherish it, because you need people in this life. You really, really do.
Yeah, I can't lie. God created fellowship for a reason. Yeah, like that's one thing that I've realized a lot. You, especially journey with Christ, you cannot do it alone. Like it's not. You need to have people that hold you accountable. Not even just journey with Christ, in life in general. You need to have people to hold you accountable to like in every
like-minded
area of your
people.
Like-minded
like,
people.
So cool. I was really deep in that again today.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like friendships matter so much. I don't think people feel like, especially boys, I feel like they feel like I'm my own person. I'll do whatever.
Yeah, no. Your friends really represent you.
Your friends actually represent you a lot.
They do.
They represent you so much. Like, and you don't realize that you're doing a lot of things that your friends are doing, but it seems normal, but it might not be the best thing. So I feel like fellowship and being friends with the right people. Yeah, like bad company corrupts good character.
Good character for true. Yeah,
it actually does.
But yeah, no, we've come to an end again of episode 2.
That was a great episode.
I really fast. I know.
I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, this is a good
nice one. Where can they find us?
So guys, you can find us on YouTube, on Spotify, on Twitter,
on X,
on Instagram. Oh yeah, on X, on Instagram at the Flatmates Pod, and we are there every day waiting for you guys to follow us.
Bye guys.
I didn't know life could be like this. Hallelujah. He picked my life out of the pit. Hallelujah.